Greetings, friends. I've been teaching lessons on how to remove dust spots using Lightroom or Adobe Photoshop since the early 2000s, and in all of that time, little has changed. Today, though, I'm delighted to give you a sneak peek into AI-powered dust spot removal. But before we get started, I need to warn you about two things. First, the technology that I'm about to demo is not flawless. If you're counting on artificial intelligence to do a perfect job every time, then you're going to be disappointed. Also, I need to warn you that the workflow required for AI dust removal is a little complicated. This is nothing that you can't handle, but to harness early access to this incredible feature, we must briefly stray from our usual image enhancement routine. With those warnings out of the way, let's get started. Here's an image of mine with some big, nasty dust spots. Look at all of these goobers here and here and here. For an even better sense of how many spots there really are in this image, let me go to the Remove tool and let me turn on the Visualize Spots Overlay mask. Every one of these little white donut-looking shapes is a spot that I need to remove. Fortunately, today, I'm delighted to show you how artificial intelligence can do most of this job for me. The catch is that I need to open up this image using Adobe Camera Raw to activate its miraculous new AI-powered dust removal tool. The easiest way to do that is to switch back over to the Library module grid view. Then, from the grid, I'm going to drag this image's thumbnail onto the Adobe Photoshop 2025 icon that I've pinned down here on the dock. Dragging this thumbnail onto Photoshop's icon automatically pulls this RAW file into Adobe Camera Raw. I'll explain why we need to go through this workaround in a minute, but don't panic. Our work here in Camera Raw is super easy. All that I need to do is to tap on the Remove tool icon. Next, I'll drop down to the Distraction Removal tab, and then I'll activate the new AI Dust Removal option. That's fantastic. Each of these little gray circles is a dust spot that Adobe's artificial intelligence just removed. Amazing. So now, to get this RAW file back into Lightroom Classic, I'm going to tap on the Done button. Next, I can quit out of Photoshop, and I can return to Lightroom. If you're playing along, pay attention please, because here's the crux move. At this point, I must use the metadata read metadata from file command to make Lightroom aware of the AI dust removal work that Camera Raw just applied to this image. That's it. That's the whole workflow twist that you need to master if you want early access to this amazing new feature. As you can see, my dust spots are gone now. And if I wanted, I could continue editing this image just like I usually would inside of Lightroom Classic. But rather than working more on this photo, let me explain why we need this complex workflow. This workflow twist that I'm teaching you here, it's really just a matter of timing. The extra complexity comes from the order in which features get invented and released at Adobe. For whatever reason, most AI features, like dust removal, are released in Photoshop or Adobe Camera Raw first, and then they eventually trickle down to the Lightroom family. But not every program gets updated at the same time. Right now, Lightroom understands how the AI dust removal feature works, but the user interface buttons required to activate this technology are not yet available for us within Classic's user interface. If history is any guide, then that's likely to change soon. But for now, you just have to master this simple workaround if you want early access to this amazing feature. I know this is a little different, so let's go through all of these steps one more time with a little more detail. If you find yourself working on a photo like this one, where AI dust removal might be a huge time saver, then pause and carefully consider your workflow. My advice is do everything that you can, including AI Denoise, in Lightroom before you hop over to Camera Raw for the dust removal feature. That's exactly what I've done on this image so far. I've done everything that I can to make this RAW file pretty, and now it's time for all these dust spots to go away. But rather than removing each of these horrible spots by hand, I'm going to use Camera Raw's AI to significantly improve my life. To do that, I want to save all the work that I've done so far here in Lightroom into this photograph's metadata. I can do that by going back to the grid view and then invoking the metadata save metadata to file command. Next, I'll drag this image onto the Adobe Photoshop icon so that it launches into Adobe Camera Raw. Once Camera Raw opens, I'll activate the Remove tool. I'll go to the Distraction Removal tab and apply the dust removal. And in no time, dozens of dust spots are gone. If I really wanted to do a good job here, though, I should zoom in at this point, and then I should make sure that the AI didn't remove anything meaningful. This technology is amazing, but it makes mistakes. Sometimes it misses spots that it should find, and sometimes it removes things that it shouldn't. Just for demo, let me pick this spot right here. Let's pretend that this big spot was something that I actually wanted to keep in this image. Well, in that case, I could click on the circle that Camera Raw has painted over this spot, and then I could use the refresh or the delete options here at the bottom of this panel to force the AI to redo this repair or to remove this command from this region. I know this is silly, but the point that I'm trying to emphasize is that you should not accept the AI's results without double checking that it did a good job. Let's pretend that I take the time to do that now. Let's pretend that I look thoroughly all over this image and that I'm satisfied with the results. So to get back to Classic, I'm going to tap on the Done button, then I'll close Photoshop, and now the critical step again. To make the work that we just did appear here in Lightroom, I need to use the metadata, read metadata from file command before I do anything else. Booyah! The AI just did so much of the heavy lifting for me. But if there are spots that it missed, like this big goober, then I can return to the Develop module, I can go back to the Remove tool, and I can finish things off. There might be other dust spots too, so I should really look carefully and zap them as I find them. But thanks to the brilliant minds at Adobe, there is so much less work for me to do to make this image press ready. Well, there you go. We live in such amazing times. I can't wait to see what AI can do for us next. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you learned something today, then please leave us a like or a comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in our next tutorial.